Hello everyone, today we will continue our journey to learn programming without coding technology. In this lesson we will learn about using many files in our project or our program and how we can connect these files together so we can create like libraries and different modules in our project. So let us start by creating a new file, and this file will exist in our folder PWCT course. And since we have many files now, this file will be lesson 24, and I will add underscore my life to the name. So this file will be a library file that contains different functions that we can use in our project by loading this library in other files. Using the basic program component and then using the define function component, I will define the first function in this library. It will be like say hello, like this, and this function does not get any parameters and does not return any output. It just uses a print component to print a message like hello world. I know it is not useful function, but we will just start with this as a test. Then we will improve this library. Now, after creating this file, I will run it to generate the file lesson24 underscore mylife.ring. When we click tools, operating system tools, and go to the files manager like this, we will see our new file here, which is lesson24 underscore mylife. This is just to know about what is happening when we run a file. We generate the source code, which is executed by the Ring language. Now I will create another file and I will save it. This file will be lesson24 like this, and inside this file I have a component here for loading source files that exist in the program structure. So by using this component, I can type any source code file to load it. So here I will type lesson24 underscore my life. I have different options here about the global scope. The default option is share global scope. This means that the two files will have the same global scope. So if a variable defined in the global scope at any of these files, the other file can see this variable and interact with it. Other options exist and we can learn about them in the future. So let us start now by loading the file. After that, I can call our function, which is the say hello function, like this. Now run this program and you see the out. So this is one way to do this. Also, I prefer to use the basic program component and load the file here and have the statements as sub-steps in this location. And we get the same result. As you know, the basic program component is just like comments and is used for organization. Now, the second step, I would like to improve the library that we have here and define more functions. So let us start by defining the line function that we learned about it before. And this function uses the copy function to print a character many times, say 50 times like this, and we have this as expression. Now when we run this and move to the other file, I can now call the line function. So I can call it, then I will print something like say hello after this step. So I will move this down and then have the line function for another time. Now when we run, we see the hello world message after 2 lines. So what I am doing now, I'm just calling functions that exist in our library. So In this file now, I will define another function, and this function will be called the title function. But I would like to get some parameters like the title that I would like to print, and I will call the line functions 2 times, and I will print the title using the print text component after printing the first line, like this. Now Control F5 to run and generate the file. Then now here, instead of doing this, I can say, okay, I will call the title function, and I will pass the output of the say hello function, like this. Now run this, and you see this. I have the first one and the second one, but I am getting the 2 lines, and the title needs to be revised like this. We print the line, yes, okay. So what I would like to do now to fix this output, I would like to change the order of printing the lines. I can move like this one away or delete it like this, and have now hello world and so on. This is strange. We print the first line, then we get the hello world message. Oh yes, here is the problem. When we run the say hello function here, when we pass it, we just run the print component and print the message. So it's not a good idea to pass this function as a parameter. So I would like to change this and say, like, type the message here and say hello like this, and we can return our line. Now run. We have the hello world message, and then we have the other message. Now imagine that I would like to create a functions to have a main menu in our program. So I will create this function now here using the define function component, and I will call it menu, and it will get a list like this. At first, we will print the contents of this menu as options, so we can define the variable as C options, and we print it using the print component. And after printing the menu, we can get input and save this in a variable like n option, which will be a number, and we can return the selected options from the function using the return component like this, and we type in option here. This is one way to do this, or we can just modify this component and type in option here. So let us try the other way to know about it, and here I will type in option. Now what will happen when we call this function and pass a list? We will print a menu of options. So let us do this and define our list, say using assignment component, and define a list called options, and it will have like different options like say hello and about and exit like this. So then we call the menu function and we pass this list of options. This is one way to do this, and I would like to get the selected options, so like say in option here, so I can do something based on this option, and then I can use the switch component to use this variable, and we have different options like 1, 2, 3. And for option number 1, we can just call the say hello function. And for option number 2, we can say using libraries and multiple files like this. And now after that, the third option, we can exit from a loop that we will create now, and we will use it before creating the menu using the while component like this. And now we move the menu call and the switch to be inside this loop. Now run this program. We see hello world message and we see hello message, and then we get this menu. If we select 1, we get hello world. If we select 2, we get the message using libraries. If we select 3, we end the program. And we can now change this title to main menu like this. And now I don't need to call these functions. So one of the ideas is just to move them, delete this, and move this one to be here like this, and now run. So we have now a main menu. I will select say hello, I get hello world message. I will select about, I will get using libraries, and I will select exit. This is just an example about using functions defined in different files, and this is really nice thing to do. So I hope that you enjoyed this lesson, and see you in our next lesson.